What's up, everybody? Your weekly CassMac Chat coming at you. Big, huge news for the Braves, the Brewers, and the A's. I will get to that, of course. But first, we did get better, and that is all that matters. Yes, losing Willie C is not great. But Sean Murphy is a top 3 catcher in baseball, and with the new pitch clock and pitcher throw over rule, two per batter, it's going to be very important defensively. And he ranked 3rd in Major League Baseball in catcher caught stealing with 19. And what's up, Hudson? And what else? Outside of the Coliseum, he hit 272 with 11 homers last season, and on the road overall, he was about a 260 hitter. The Coliseum is a terrible place to hit, and now Sean Murphy gets a chance to be in a pretty hitter-friendly ballpark in Truist. So I'm very, very excited about that. His pop time, his defense is unmatched, and I really hate getting rid of Contreras, like everybody, but Contreras is probably more of a DH than a catcher. And again, with the new rule changes, I think it's important to have a premium defender, and you still have 3 years of control with Sean Murphy. Was it a very convoluted and weird way to do it? Yes. And from the A's perspective, I have no idea what they're doing because Kyle Muller, I'm really happy for him that he gets a chance to see what his potential is. But he got passed over for Bryce Elder last year. And AA has done a pretty nice job when knowing when to pull the plug on prospects slash players that that he believes in and things of that nature. And when he finds a player that he likes and fits our mold, he jumps on it. He really doesn't care. And it's kind of a wizardry way of doing it, especially with a bottom third farm system. It's insane to think that he was able to pull this off. And I know people are saying, who's Sean Murphy? Because he played for the A's, so nobody knows about him. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. And honestly, we have a way of, especially with the catching core, our catching core has been phenomenal for years. And William Contreras and Travis d'Arnaud were amazing. And now Sean Murphy and Travis d'Arnaud, that is going to blow your mind, and I can't wait to see it. Again, losing William Contreras is hard. It sucks, especially with the broken heart emojis and the Instagram love that William Contreras is deservedly getting. I just don't see how this is a bad deal. And also Freddie Tarnock I think he's going to be good and very serviceable, but I don't know that he's going to be the stud. Plus, he only had 2 cups of coffee appearances with the Braves. So, again, they obviously don't value that. Don't value him like other teams might. And I think the Brewers did really, really well getting William Contreras. I don't know how or kind of why this needed to be a 3-team trade. I was really hoping for Willie Adames in the trade, but that might have even been a steeper price. But getting top 3 catcher in baseball is always going to be a steep price. So that is so that's my initial thoughts on it. Obviously, there's a lot of anger over William Contreras, but trust me, this is good, and he still has 3 years of control potential. Um, Potential extension candidate as well. Alex Anthopoulos was again coy about the shortstop position. But Ron Washington apparently called AA a week or so ago and raved about Von Grisham's progress. So take that what you will. I'm not putting anything past anybody until, I mean, opening day is still few months away. Spring training's couple of months away, so it's only December 12th. But it also freed up $2 million, which doesn't sound like much, but AA can make miracles out of pennies. So, and then we freed up 4 roster spots as well. So that is huge. And again, I'm probably gonna have to reiterate this if more people come in, but I feel really good. I know it's hard to see a guy like Willie C go, considering his development and what he did offensively for us, but I really think that he's more of a DH than a catcher. Yeah, it's going to be vital that we control the base paths, especially with the throw. Excuse me, the throw over 2 times maximum per batter, I believe it is. So that's going to be very, very important. And I honestly like the way the Braves are doing it, because obviously they see the market prices are bonkers and are acquiring quality quality players for guys that are fringe and clearly have a different plan. Because obviously now Kyle Muller isn't in the 5th spot. I think that opens it up for Elder a little more. Muller was a little more inconsistent. I think they thought he might have should have taken a bigger leap last year than he did. But it's I don't think we're done. There's no way we're done with 4 open 40-man spots. You've got some money to spend. I think it's more likely that we may spend money and fix the left field. Probably not trades. I don't think we're done by any means in this off season. I don't, and that's just my opinion. Because I mean, you opened up 4 roster spots, so uh, Schuster, Jared Schuster. I would say maybe a Jesse Franklin, Michigan outfielder we got a couple of years ago. You've also got AJ Schlosser. He's a pitcher. Owen Murphy. Shoemake is a weird one. I don't know why he I'm just confused by his trajectory and the fact that he's still kind of around, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know that I I know that we aren't done. Yeah, I mean, obviously you'd have to see the move, and I again don't really understand why it had to be a 3-team deal. But I think the A's did terrible. Um, but again, I get the hesitation that it was a lot of names for one player, and that's kind of but again, organizations organizations value players at different rates, and Freddie Tarnock again was one that we didn't really see too much. Kyle Muller really, I mean, he had a good AAA season, but again, kind of inconsistent. Um, if Willie Adames was part of the trade, I think I'd feel even better. But obviously that didn't happen, and but I think we still got better, and that's all that matters. And I think Alex Anthopoulos has done a fabulous job of uh, evaluating that talent and finding it and understanding what this team needs and the role changes, obviously, that I've harped on, but that's just the um, ideal. And as far as Dansby goes, Chad, I'm sorry, they're not great right now because the market prices of guys are just astronomical. I think he's probably valued at probably, honestly, I don't know how to value players now, especially with Steve Cohen trying to buy a championship essentially. But I think Dansby's probably 7 for 175. Um, 7 for 175, and I think if we were going to pay that, we would have already paid it. I'm not necessarily down with like Vaughn Grisham being our opening day shortstop because I just think he's a year or two away. I wouldn't think we could do Correa, but I mean Alex Anthopoulos is a wizard, and until he gives me a reason to doubt his process, I'm not going to. Like I said, I've talked about Grisham a lot because obviously we still have the hole at shortstop. I've talked about Grisham a lot, and I just feel like he's a year away. It doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies that he's potentially our opening day shortstop. But will I get over it? Yeah. Will it pain me every time Von Grisham makes an error or a mental mistake? Yeah. If that's the way we got to go, but he's a Brave, and if Ron Washington feels amazing about a guy when he's working with him, I have no reason to doubt. I have no reason to doubt Wash. He's worked his magic with anyone and everyone, and it would be completely awesome if Vaughn Grisham turns into the next Jeremy Pena. But again, I'm not necessarily sold on that yet, but I'll get with the plan if that ends up being our plan, because again, Alex Anthopoulos hasn't steered us wrong yet, and 5 division titles and a World Series championship. I don't know. I can't argue with the results there, and that's just plain simple. And I do hope that we upgrade the left field DH situation, because I just cannot see Marcell Ozuna in left field anymore. I really can't. It's gross. And what he has or hasn't done at the plate, which is mostly hasn't done at the plate. So I really hope we upgrade the left field position somehow. It's not going to be Brian Reynolds, because like Hudson discussed earlier, our farm system is bottom third at best, and now with the Murphy trade today, it's gotten thinner. So it's definitely not going to be a Brian Reynolds thing, I wouldn't think. But we will see. But yeah, I think if we go Vaughn Grisham at shortstop, we need to upgrade the left field DH situation. Even though with Sean Murphy's ad, I think it gives Travis d'Arnaud more of a no, that was last year. Duvall is currently a free agent. But with Sean Murphy's addition, Travis d'Arnaud will probably get a lot more time at DH, which will keep him fresher for the stretch run and things of that nature. So that is also a positive. Excuse me. You're right, Hudson. The offense may be the same, but also you get Sean Murphy out of the Coliseum, so that really helps. And we've seen what Kevin Seitzer has done with guys, and Bobby Magianis and things of that nature. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I just don't know. Maybe an Andrew Benintendi, but I don't know if that's even an. I don't know if that's even an option. Again, but I didn't have us trading Joe Jimenez as well, adding him to the bullpen. I did not see that move coming, but I really like it. Yeah. I think Eddie dropped off mostly because he had a hole in his eyeball. Defensively, I don't know. I don't think defensively he was as good as his 2021 playoffs was, but I also don't think he was as bad as his 2022 showed. So that'll be an interesting dynamic there. So again, you got to figure out the left field and DH because I really yeah, I mean, he was like gold glove caliber in our 2021 run in the playoffs. I mean, his bat was like Babe Ruth and his glove was Willie Mays-ish at times. So, I mean, obviously that's a different that's a different ideal there. I mean, Eddie Rosario probably be a better he definitely would be a better DH than Marcell Ozuna for obvious reasons because he gives you the left-handed um power opportunity, and I would like that better, but I don't know. I mean, the Marcell Ozuna contract in comparison to all of these bonkers contracts isn't isn't massively crazy, and if there was some production at the plate and not as much baggage, it would be easier to swallow, but the reality is Marcell Ozuna was just a placeholder in our lineup last year, and if we go into the season with that, I say this a lot, but it wouldn't give me the warm and fuzzies. But again, who knows? I think it was actually 5 pitches in San Francisco. I only remember that because every time Eddie Rosario comes to the plate, Chip mentions that. So as he should. Yeah, I will never get over that either. But um so I mean, obviously there's always knee jerk reactions to every move and happy, sad, whatever. And I'm really sad to lose Willie C. But I feel like, and this is no disrespect to Willie C. And if he turns into it, I'll make a special video. But everybody's seemingly thinking that Willie C. was Johnny Bench, and he may be that, and we might regret it, but you can't tell until you let it play out, to be honest. And I love Willie C. He interacted with some of my videos. It hurts to let players walk out the door, but when Alex Anthopoulos and company find something that they want, it's hard pressed to be mad at it until you see the results, to be honest. And um that's my ultimate thought. And I know there's a lot of angry people. I might have to turn my comments off on my video, but that's my overall thought about the trade, the outfield DH situation. And if yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna miss Wild Bill solely because of the trumpet drama he created with the Mets. That was awesome. Um, and everything else, yes, he improved defensively, but you just gotta. I mean, I think it's because Sean Murphy played in Oakland, so there's less familiarity. And I think that's a little unfair to Sean Murphy. But they said the same thing about Olsen, and that turned out amazing. So again, that's my ultimate take on the trade, and we'll see it play out, and gosh, I hope Willie C has an amazing career in Milwaukee, and it is an amazing get for them. I'm not saying it's not, but it's just a reality. And yeah, I mean, Oakland, I just don't know what Oakland's doing, because you're acquiring all this talent, but does it look like it's going to be your cornerstone pieces? And you kind of have to have like a veteran guy to be able to lead, and I don't see that for Oakland. But who knows? Again, it's it's very interesting, and it'll be, yeah, they did. Matt and Sean were definitely together in Oakland, so that's kind of extra sweet. Here's the Alex Anthopoulos quote on Grisham. He really, especially after the first time he went out there, he called me and raved about it. I was surprised just because Wash isn't the type to rave. I just felt like, 21 and everything he's done, he's a young player, and at this point, we think he'll be very good. Whether that opportunity presents itself in 2023, it is too soon to tell. So again, AA basically saying nothing but something about Von Grisham. So I mean, we will see. It's only December 12th. AA's got a lot of stuff up his sleeve. It's so funny and kind of sad for A's fans that they were a perennial 97 win team, and now their entire franchise is gutted, and it's weird. Um it's just weird to watch franchises like the Boston Red Sox. I don't get them. You trade Mookie Betts for pretty much peanuts except Verdugo. You let Xander Bogaerts walk. He was 2 or 3 years away from free agency. You didn't give him a fair deal. He was one of the most consistent shortstops, 2-time World Series champion, everything you want. And then you mess around with him. You mess around with him. You sign a Japanese outfielder that everybody in the industry thinks you overpaid for by about $50 to $60 million. I just there's Yes, he will, Joseph. Um, I don't. That also gives a nod to Alex Anthopoulos, because yeah, he had a great core coming in, but the Red Sox are a prime example of you can have the pieces, but if you mess it up, it can blow up in your face, and I think that is what Red Sox Red Sox Nation is feeling right now. So that gives a nod to AA. Again, valuing the evaluation of prospects has been pretty dead on, except maybe Shea Langoliers, who had a pop of some goodness for the A's, but that turned into Matt Olson, and the long-term extensions that are on this team just feels even better, especially with the astronomical free agent prices. Matt Chapman as well. Geez, he's a very underrated. You're welcome, Chad. I think that might be their first time joining, so thanks for joining. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that if you haven't already. It just really helps. And have a good night, man. I mean, I have absolutely no problems. I mean, you got your third baseman at 10 to 12, probably sets the bar for our Devers type. 10 to 12, you've got your second baseman at 9:45. It was 7:35, but with the two options, it's 9:45. Still don't know how we got away with that one for Ozzy. And Michael Harris the second, 9 for 72. Premium center fielder, and Brandon Nimmo just signed for 162. So that's wow. And then you got Spencer Strider, 675. Matt Olson 169. You really can't fault any of it. And Joe Jimenez is a sneaky good get for the bullpens. Basically, the two-headed monster that we had last year of Kenley Jansen and Raisel Iglesias for Joe Jimenez, and now Raisel Iglesias, who's likely to close. So you've got I wish Jimenez had one more year of control, but clearly they didn't feel like Justin Henry Malloy was a left field option, which kind of makes me sad. But again, the evaluation of prospects has been pretty good, and Jimenez 90 sinker slider 96. With 77 strikeout to 13 walk ratio, with Kirby Yates, with Nick Anderson, with Dylan Lee, AJ Minter, Colin McHugh. That's a savvy, sneaky, amazing bullpen. Again, pretty low costs. So really excited about that as well. I think our bullpen is pretty much solidified. Yes, it is very sad about Mike Leach. He's one of my favorites, kind of underrated coaches, just telling you like it is, and just a great mind. So it is really sad. Praying for his family and everything in this terrible situation. I'm just making sure we didn't do anything else while I was on here. No, I didn't. Okay. Let's see. How many did I think Jansen had 41? So I'm gonna go over, and I'll give you a 45 on Iglesias saves. And there's more value there too, because Kenley Jansen got 232 from the Red Sox, and we have Iglesias for 348, and yeah. So that's good value there. So yeah, I have Iglesias at 45 saves. Yeah, I saw all the amazing pictures from Dansby and Valerie's wedding. That's awesome for them. Super, super awesome for them. But I just don't want Dansby to go to the Cardinals, to be honest. But Cardinals and Cubs have been the latest people, and for Correa, it is Minnesota going back there and San Francisco. So we will see. How on earth did Jansen get 2 years? I have no idea. I mean, he did put up 41 saves, but I have no idea, especially again with the pitch clock and the throwing over rule. Jansen might struggle. So again, nice value job there by AA. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mallory is on a 1-year deal with Chicago, whoever the soccer team in Chicago is. So who knows? But I just want Dansby to be happy and make the right decision for him and his family and all of that stuff. And because with this market, Dansby's probably going to get 175. But again, I don't know what anybody's worth now. So he felt like he was around a 6-year 140 with what Baez got last year, but again, the market's exploded, so we may be priced out of that. But again, AA pulls rabbits out of his hat. And Hudson, you may be right that we might not see trades until mid-season because of our farm system and the way it is now. But I wouldn't put it past them. But again, I have absolutely no clue, and just kind of I go the gut reaction to every move we make. I mean, I obviously take a beat and try to analyze all the factors and such. But I never am very good at predicting things at all. It does make our fifth starter spot a little more interesting. You've got Ian Anderson, you got Bryce Elder, you got Mike Soroka. Those are probably the three clear cut there. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if there's like a veteran starter on the market now that would take a 1-year deal or anything, because the pitcher contracts, you at least, I feel like it's, if you don't give them 8 to 12 a year, it's not a thing. So because Bassett got 363 from the Blue Jays today. Sean Manaea got 225 from the Giants last night. So that's always interesting. The Panthers have been very, very exciting. Amazing win yesterday. Just keep pounding to another level with our amazing offensive line, and running backs, and Sam Darnold not really screwing it up. So that's nice. Defense balling out and getting the stops and turnovers when we really need them. So that's awesome. I think Steve Wilkes should get the job. But he's probably got to give Dave Tepper no choice. And it's going to be a really big test coming off this huge win against the Steelers because Mike Tomlin is one heck of a coach. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to figure out of all of the massive contracts that have been given out, which one I would go with. You got Turner 11,300 with the Phillies. You got Xander Bogaerts 11,280. You've got who's the other one? The Judge. You got 9,360 with the Yankees, and the Padres had a 14-year 410 on the table for Judge. So I don't know. I think Turner's deal probably has the best staying power, so to speak. But I don't think any of them necessarily work out like everybody wants them to. But again, I guess you quantify that by numbers and whether they stay on the field and the championship thing. The Padres are a variable all-star team, but sticking Fernando Tatis in left field is going to be very interesting. So that'll be fun to follow. Wilson Contreras getting a 5-year, $82.5 million deal from the Cardinals has got to be extra stick in the eye to the Cubs, and they don't really have a starting catcher right now at all. So that's interesting, especially after they added Bellinger and Jameson Tyone for 4 years, 68 for Tyone, and 1 year, 17 for Bellinger. Bellinger's a weird one because the Dodgers can figure out his swing. I don't know why the Cubs think they're going to. Yeah, the Contreras brothers are going to face each other for the next 5 years, and I think that'll be a good battle for the next 5 years, because I think the Cincinnati Reds are a little closer. They've done a nice job in trades. I don't know that they will spend money again or whatnot, but the Pirates, I'm not sure. But it's going to be a nice battle between the Brewers and their pitching, and getting William Contreras today really helps that. Building and getting younger, that piece. So some very, very interesting things. Christian Vasquez, the former Boston Red Sox and Houston Astro catcher, got a 3-year deal from the Twins. So the catching market is definitely pretty much done. I mean, there might be a catcher here or there. But what I'm most excited about, not Sean Murphy being amazing defensively, and I think he's going to peak offensively, and I can't wait until he does. is that there's four open spots. There's four open spots on our roster, and yes, Hudson, the Oakland A's are now Atlanta Braves West. And yes, we will see them more with the balanced schedule, but I think they're a while away from. I think they're a while away from contending again, especially with the Astros. The Angels are a little more interesting. The Mariners are definitely interesting, like what they've done. Um, so, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. It's either the Giants or Minnesota for Correa, probably. Um, yeah, I don't know what Oakland's doing because, unfortunately for Christian Pache, he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. Still, so and that was a big central piece in the Matt Olson deal. So that's not really working out for him, and so I'm just very confused there. A very difficult situation for all the players in Oakland and Mark Kotze because I don't. There's rebuilding with a direction and rebuilding because you have to because you can't get a stadium and things of that nature. The Dodgers are, I guess, trying to get under the luxury tax, but I don't know. They still need a shortstop, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, they'll probably end up getting like Rodon. I I saw it reported today that Rodon will get like 7,203 or something, and they had him going to the Dodgers. So I don't know, but some Ken Rosenthal or somebody said that the Dodgers are trying to get under the luxury tax. I don't know if that's a fact or not. But Steve Cohen is certainly trying to buy a championship. Yeah, well, of course, everybody's going to push the Swanson to the Dodgers narrative because of the Freddie thing and the same agents and all that stuff. And it would technically make sense, but if you see anything from John Heyman, you got to double check it because of his lovely typos and things of that nature in this offseason. So you always got to take what he says with a grain of salt and make sure Jeff Passan or Ken Rosenthal tweeted about it. And whatever happens with Dansby, I just hope he makes the right decision for him, right decision for his family, and that's about it. I mean, I would love to have him back. Um, yeah. It's kind of nice to see the Dodgers this way, but you know they're gonna come up with a bomb of some sort that's gonna be annoying because they always do. Because the Dodgers are the Dodgers, but it's gonna be definitely interesting watching the NL West with the Padres doing what they've done. The Giants super sneaky and magic pitching that they've been able to do. I like the Mitch Haniger, Jock Peterson outfield, and adding Sean Manaea, even though he kind of fell off. That's a nice get. But like I said, I'm very interested to see with 40-man roster spots open what that will do, what that we will do, because obviously there's not a lot of holes, but they're big ones. So we'll see. We will see there. And hey, Jameson. We pretty much you might have to go back to the beginning, talking about Sean Murphy, the bullpen. I touched on Dansby Swanson a little bit. How do you feel about the trade today? You don't like Jeff Passan? Wow, why? He's a he's a veteran stopgap. Um, yeah, well, that's fair. I mean, I think we all have all have opinions, but yeah, he's probably the most reliable. Him and Kim Rosenthal are probably the most reliable out of them all. But Elvis Andrews is nice. That would be a short 1 year or maybe even 2 year deal. But I mean, you also have Orlando Arcia, and he's got a cannon for shortstop, and we really haven't heard much about him this offseason. And I also think we need to improve the bench somehow. Again, we sent and we also sent one other pitching prospect to the Brewers that a lot of people seem to like. I can't think of his name right now, but Freddie Tarnock. I'll just do this really quickly. Freddie Tarnock only had a couple of appearances with us. I think he's going to be very serviceable, but I don't think he's like a top end rotation guy for that. And then Kyle Muller, very inconsistent, even though he had a great season last year at AAA mostly and some good spot starts. But he also got passed over by Elder for the key late season games against the Marlins and Nationals. So they clearly like what they saw from Elder more than Muller. Muller also had a broken hand, so that might have played into it as well. So yeah, it feels like we gave up a lot for just one player, but again, I think there's more to the story. I really do, because Alex Anthopoulos said even though we didn't do anything at the winter meetings, he said they had a lot of positive conversations. Even though he said this trade didn't start gaining steam until this weekend, but they had a lot of positive conversations. And like 5 hours later, we got the Jimenez news, and then the Sean Murphy deal. I think again that's a lot of prospects for one player, but I think it's definitely a win now move, and he's still got 3 years of control, and defensively off the charts. Offensively, I think he's going to blossom in our ballpark, and in more hitter friendly ballparks. So I think it sucks to lose William Contreras, but I just find him more of a DH than a necessary catcher. So, but I feel like this is gonna have the Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson vibes on Twitter anyway, because it was already that, and I've already got a lot of, you can't tell me that Sean Murphy is better than William Contreras, and I think Sean Murphy's more of a full package guy than William Contreras is. But who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see to play it out. But again, I think we got better. We got so much better behind the plate that I can't argue it. So that is my synopsis again for that specifically. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Hudson. I mean, and clearly they value Bryce Elder more. They value Ian Anderson more. It's nothing to laugh at, definitely, and he could be extension because I think he is ARB eligible, so you could think about the extension possibility as well. And again, I don't think this is talked about enough, is that there's 4 roster spots on our 40. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times now, maybe even 3. But that is just no. But I think I didn't either, because catching was is and was a strength. Yeah, and it basically trading Manny Pena as well to Oakland. Yeah, Manny Pena had 4 million on the books. So now, yeah, he is. He's like top 3 in baseball. He threw out, I believe, I could be wrong on this number, but I thought I saw 19 base stealers as well. That's JT Realmuto territory. So that is important. And again, I think it's weird, but I don't. It's funny. AA made sure for us to understand in his little press conference that he wants to improve in every area, and clearly Murphy was a prime target, even though we didn't necessarily need to upgrade there. Upgrading at any position is a good thing, and you gotta give up to get. And even though we'll have to wait to. No, I don't think we make it. No, I really don't think we make this move. I don't. If the new rules, um the throw over and the pitch clock, I don't think we make those moves. I really don't. because William William and um, William and Sean are kind of even offensively. I would say even William may be a little bit better. So, but primary being a Gold Glove catcher, um, and having the pop time he does, you have to somehow stifle the running game in a different way. And I think this allows um, even Max Fried with his amazing pickoff move. This allows Max Fried to not have to worry about it too much. Even though his pickoff move's amazing, he can only use it twice. So he's got to be very conscious of that and things of that nature. So I think you're right. I don't think we make this move. Had the new pitching rules not come into effect, but I think that since it did, we felt there needed to be an upgrade. Plus, Travis Arnaud is older, so it allows Travis to be able to DH a little more and such. And I don't know. Again, I would love to upgrade left field DH, aka Marcell Ozuna. We talked about this earlier, but with our farm system, excuse me, with our farm system the way it is, I have no clue if we will or how we will, if there's a thought there. But honestly, I have absolutely no clue. But I'm really excited where the Braves sit. Again, with the extensions and stuff, I know the Mets, Verlander, their rotation, Scherzer, the new Japanese guy, Singa or something, is going to be tough to face. But their lineup is pretty much the same. And they gave Nemo 162. And who knows? The Mets injury voodoo is weird. And who knows if Justin Verlander is going to be able to ride that magic carpet ride. And you still got pitching depth as well with Schuster, Owen Murphy, J.R. Ritchie, Ian Anderson. I think it clears a path more to Ian Anderson to be number 5, Bryce Elder, that things of that nature. So, but that's pretty much the gist of today. Is definitely, I was hoping to get maybe one more player out of the deal. No, I think the new pitcher catcher rule is doing too much. I really do. Especially the throw over rule is doing way too much. But why not? I guess we'll have to see how that goes. But that is pretty much. I think I covered every single thing. I don't see Swanson coming back, but who knows? I think that is pretty much it. Yeah, it'll probably be about 5 in a few years. The pitcher throw over rule or whatever, but I'm willing to give it a shot and see what happens. I'm trying to debate one really quick thing: how to talk about all of the moves. I know I do it every Monday. For other teams, should I do it individual or just team by team? It seems the consensus is team by team. I may wait until Rodon and Swanson and Correa sign to fully do that. Team or division, yeah, okay. So I'll wait to do that, but if there's anything else I missed, I will cover it next Monday. And of course, if the Braves do anything, you can grab it. You can have it right on my channel. Team it is then. So have a good night, guys. As always, go Braves champions forever. This was a fantastic chat. It's honestly nice to see there's not so much freak out about William Contreras, even though I loved him. But it's nice to see. It's nice to see all the positive stuff. So I will talk to you guys next Monday, especially. But if anything breaks, you can get it from me, and we will talk about it next Monday. So that was awesome. Thanks, guys.